Before we get started, I just want to ask my lovely assistant, Molly, are we doing TikTok? Do we need to do anything there for TikTok, or have we blown that, or are we just going to do that on Saturday? What do you think? I got it. Oh, she's texting me. Let's do Saturday. Okay, we're going to test it out. We're having a training session on Saturday. So that's going to be involved with TikTok, which will be fun. We're going to do a TikTok live. I've done it once before. Just to say that I did it, I guess that's one of the requirements for being able to go live with TikTok. So we're going to do that on Saturday. So you're all going to be invited to come to our Saturday training. This is our podcast. This is our live podcast. And during this session, what I'm going to talk to you about is funding your multifamily deal, and it's never been easier. And I'm going to lead you right up to the primrose path of what we are now using to fund deals. And then I'm going to train you on it on Saturday. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a history lesson here of how I got started in the business, and then kind of give you an overview of, how things have changed over the years. So when I first got started in multifamily investing, we were focusing on using friends and family's money. We were looking to purchase a 20-unit property. That was all we were looking to do in the first year, because remember what the book says, how to own 1,000 apartments in 5 years, and you start off with 20. And that's exactly what we did, but we didn't really do that. What happened was we went out to different markets, talked to a bunch of different brokers, said we're looking for a 20-unit property, and one of the brokers said, I like you. I'll take you under my wing. I'll find you what you're looking for. And when I call you, you better be ready to write a check. So like, okay, not sure I know what that means, but that's exactly what we did. We ended up waiting about 2 to 3 weeks, and she calls us up and says, I found the perfect property for you. It's 120 units. And we're like, oh, that's like 100 more than we anticipated. And so we looked at it and said, yeah, this is a really cool property. But the thing is, there's no way we can pull down a 120 unit deal on our first deal. I mean, we weren't looking to go out and syndicate to the world. We didn't have the experience. And so we asked them, can we kind of carve it up? She said, yeah, you could do that, because they were built in different phases. And so we liked this one phase over here because it was newer and it was closer to Class A, and we could peel it away and let it live by itself over here, while the remaining 88 units, actually 128 unit property, the remaining 88 units could stay over there. And so that's what they let us do. We ended up buying 40 units on our first deal, not 20. And we were like, wow, we got to put this deal together. If I can remember the numbers correctly, let me pull out my calculator so that I get it right. Whoops. There we go. Didn't want to scare everybody. I think I was in an earthquake, though I was just in San Francisco this past weekend for Thanksgiving to visit 2 of my kids. And I'll tell you, folks, don't let your kids grow up to live in San Francisco. I'm telling you. Oh, okay. Let's see. We've got, it was about 2.4 million. And we put down about 30%. Yes, that's exactly right. We put down 30%, or as I like to say, we bought it the right way. We put enough equity down that the property cash flowed very nicely. And it was a $720,000 property down payment. So we had to go out and raise $720,000, and that paid. We didn't take a finder's fee. We didn't take a syndication fee. That paid for all the closing costs. That paid for the down payment. That put some money in the bank. It was a perfectly structured deal. And we had to raise $720,000 very fast. So we ended up going to friends and family, and the friends and family, we raised 300 instantly. So that means we had to raise $420,000. Now, we had been working with our friends and family list for months, letting them know of everything that we did, all the deals we were looking at, what deals we made offers on, what deals we didn't, what deals we got accepted, what deals we ended up killing in due diligence. We let everyone know exactly what was going on in our little world. And when it came time to pull the trigger on a deal, our friends and family knew we were ready, knew had done our homework, knew that what we had found was exactly the type of deal we were looking for, and that made it so much easier. That made it so much easier for us to really get to work and make this deal happen. From the time we got the deal under contract, the time that we finished the due diligence and went through it and made sure that everything was working perfectly, was 9 days. We were able to raise all the money we needed for that deal in 9 days. That was easy, fun, fantastic. It was a great property to own and operate. Market changed after we bought it, but because we bought it right, we were able to get out of that deal and pay people back and what have you. All right, so that is the first deal that we did, where we went out to friends and family and we just tapped people on the shoulder. Then we started getting into bigger deals. And when we started getting into bigger deals, we had to start to syndicate them. We had to hire a securities attorney who was going to put us into a 506C or a 506B. We had to be aware of accredited investors or non-accredited investors, sophisticated investors. We needed to make sure that we were crossing all the T's and dotting the I's and satisfying whatever it was the Securities and Exchange Commission was after. And what do you know? We still got in trouble with the SEC because of something someone in our partnership did. And folks, that was a nightmare. I don't recommend anybody doing that. And if you can avoid the SEC as much as you can, do it. Do it. So then what happened was the world kind of started to change. And you started to see this cottage industry of capital raisers starting to creep up, where people would go out there and help you buy property, raise money for a slice of the pie, where they got to keep a certain percentage of whatever it was they raised, and they got to be part of the GP deal. Now, let me tell you, when I first got started, getting any type of compensation for raising money was against the law. That made you a securities broker, and you have to take a Series 7, and you have to take a Series 6 and a 63 and blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden, everybody started doing it. I think it was a Jobs Act. Everybody started doing it. And I remember sitting back there thinking, I just got in trouble with the SEC for doing exactly what these guys are doing now. You're going to be kidding me. This is crazy. And it was crazy. And you saw a lot of people. Then the SEC threatened to start to come down on these people. I'm not going to mention any names, but there was one big owner-operator guy out in, I think it's Cincinnati, who that's how he built his business. And he was huge. He had billions of dollars in assets under management. And the SEC, what are they going to do? Come in and shut him down? Going to like close all his properties, pick up like they tried to do with me? And then hey, the guy just got too big to fail, just like a lot of banks. So the SEC came out with guidelines, said, okay, you can do it, but you have to do it this way. And I'll tell you, when I was using the different securities attorneys, I use crowdfunding lawyers, great guys. And they said they get up in front of those gurus, in front of their platforms, and they speak to all of their students. And they say, you can't do it this way. You have to do it that way. And as soon as they sit down, some guy gets up there and just says, this is how I do it, in flagrant violation of the law. But nobody went after him. They couldn't touch these guys. So, but I always, listen, the SEC doesn't play fair. And so if you can do anything to avoid dealing with these people, you do it. All right. So now comes along this new program, a new way of doing it. Probably not a new way, but a lot of people are looking at it as the better way to raise money for your multifamily deal. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. First off, let me apologize for my throat. I have bronchitis. I had it before I went to San Francisco. It got worse when I went to San Francisco because San Francisco is freezing all the time. And and also, man, I'll tell you, I'm in pretty good shape for my age. I exercise every day. I got to tell you that San Francisco is a young man's city. Trying to get around, it is just crazy, and throw vertigo on top of it. You're in trouble. We stayed in Sausalito. Had a nice Airbnb in Sausalito, and if anybody knows Sausalito, it's built on the side of a cliff. And we were on halfway up the cliff, and every morning I have to go walk that cliff. It was tough. It was tough. But anyway, so what happened was, I started looking at the way that I was working with my students and thinking that there's a better way. There's got to be a better way. And I knew that part of the problem with new multifamily investors, people looking to get into this business, is it's a lonely business. You're all by yourself. You end up having to pick up all the slack, and it's very challenging. People don't realize what it takes. But if we can put together a system where everybody works together, what we call a cohort, where people help people find deals, where people help partner with deals to, when you put all the pieces together of acquiring a multifamily property, you may not have all the pieces yourself. But if we can bring other people into the deal and make sure that you complete the package, then, man, this is fantastic. There's no reason why we can't do this over and over and over again. And that's when I started the multifamily cohort. And that's how it works, is everybody joins together. We package a group of 50 investors. Doesn't mean we're all doing it, but it means that some of us can partner with other partners on it. Everything you need to get across that deal, get across that finish line, is right there at your hands, at your fingertips, including the money. So the way the multifamily cohort works is it really takes those three components of every multifamily business. That's finding the money, finding the deals, and putting the whole entire business together and running the business in the form of a community. So it gives you the community, the money, and the deals. And when you put those three things together, and with 50 other people, you are a powerhouse. Nothing is going to stop you. And we're starting up the new cohort January 1st. We're going to limit it to 50 members. I'm going to give you a link at the end of this call so that you can click on that link and you can hold your spot. Okay, so you can hold your spot, and you'll get access to it right now. But we start the clock ticking on January 1st, and I'll tell you, folks, it is truly one of the best ways to get going in this business. And it's the Multifamily OS AI involves artificial intelligence to help you put everything together. Everything is done for you. I'm going to go through it more on Saturday so everybody understands, but I'll put the link on here. You can hold your place. It's $297 a month, folks. And it's the best tool that you can have to get started in multifamily. All right. Now, one of the things that we are talking about, one of the things I've got here is I got one of these new iPhone watches and it rings. It's kind of tough to get used to. Okay, one of the things here is about how do we raise the money now as opposed to what we did in the past. And the way we're doing it now is one of the most amazing programs I've ever seen, and it just makes total sense, and it makes total sense within the cohort formula. And the way it works is it started by Stella Hahn, and she is a nice woman. I think she lives out in San Francisco. She put together this company called Fractional.app, APP. And the reason why she put it together is because she was looking to invest in a multifamily deal. She put the deal together. She put the earnest money down. She did all the due diligence. And then she went out to raise the private money. And she couldn't make it happen. She couldn't get enough friends and family together to make it happen. And so what happened in that case is she lost her earnest money. I think it was $40,000. She was out $40,000 gone because she didn't have the money lined up to go before she did the deal. And that is the problem with many of these syndications. And I'll tell you, folks, I've worked, some of my students, I don't think they were totally honest with me. They got out there, they borrowed money to put down for the earnest money. The money went hard. They couldn't raise the money. They bent over backwards for the owner of the property, the seller of the property, and the guy had them over a barrel, and they had to take the deal that they got so they wouldn't lose the earnest money. When, in other words, they should have walked away from the deal, but they didn't do it. So the thing is that in this particular way, the way we're doing it now is we have all the funds lined up ahead of time, and then we go out and find the property. It's called simply an investment club. And that's what fractional.app does. So we have the MultifamilyOS.ai investment club. And we're all going to work together to work with our friends and family to share with them what this club does and what it's looking to do and what types of properties it's looking to acquire. And we're going to say, hey, if you want in, you can be in for as little as $20,000. That's the minimum investment. So we brought the number down so we get more people. You can only have 99 people in a club. We'll set the minimum at 20,000. We can then, all they have to do is commit 3%. So they'll say, yeah, I'm in for 20. Okay, great. Fill out the form and give us your $600. And once we have the full club committed, and some clubs will have $1 million. The first deal we're doing has $1 million committed. The next deal that we do, we'll shoot for bigger numbers. But we'll have all the funds necessary to get that first deal done. So if we do $1 million in the first deal, we can buy about a $5 million property. And we're going to tell the investment club members, this is the type of property we're looking for. And once we've got the money all committed, then we can go out and start to acquire property. Sounds pretty nice, huh? And who can acquire that property? Anybody in the club. So everyone in the club will be able to go out there and find the deals. We'll bring your deal back to the club. We'll pitch it to the club. The club will say, yes, I like it. Okay, great. We're going to buy this property. And you, because you were in the cohort and you quarterbacked the deal and you brought it in and you got the deal accepted, you are the quarterback of that deal. So you get a piece of that action. And you've got to bring 2 other cohort members with you because we want them to be sharing. We want you to work with other people in the cohort. And then once we get that team set together, then we're going to structure the deal so that you get a GP-like membership. I say it's not a GP membership, but you're going to get a GP-like membership. And that's how you're going to start to acquire property. And then, well, wait a minute, Charlie, you said there are 50 people. And now you're saying that one guy finds it and he gets to pick 2 other people, maybe 3 or 4 other people. And then that forms a GP. What about the remaining 45 people? Well, what about them? Let's keep going. Let's keep buying more property. This one cohort can buy as many as it wants. And I've just shown you how to go about doing the whole entire structure, how to go about how to acquire these properties, how to raise the private money. And you can build within the cohort, or you can take friends, other investors that you've met along the way and say, hey, thank you, cohort. You guys were great. You got us off the path. We're going to go out and do it on our own. And then when you start doing you're on your own, then you come back into the cohort and you help other people. That's the beauty of it. If you want to go far, go with others. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. So that's exactly how the cohort program works and how we use investment clubs as opposed to securities and 506Cs and 506Bs registrations in order to get these deals done. So I'm going to take let me kind of jump on over here. I'm going to Molly. Let me see if I can take this one, share my screen, show you this. Yeah, so let me just give you an example. So listen, if you want to go ahead and sign on up, Molly, or did somebody say something? Molly, can you put this link up there so people can click on it? If you want to register today to get into the cohort for next year, I'm going to let you register, sign on up, 30 days free. You know, if you don't do it, we don't charge your card. If you do it and you don't like it, we give you your 30-day money back. So, and as you can see, it's $297 a month. I'm going to go into full detail. If you've seen this program before and you know what it entails, then you know that that's an absolute great program to be involved with. So go ahead, sign on up, reserve your space, and we're going to shut it down in the first 50 people. Now, the other thing I want to share with you is just if you come on over here to the actual MultifamilyOS AI website, we talk more about joining the Capital Club, and this is where you can find out more. Scroll down on the homepage, click on the Join the Club, and we tell you exactly how the Capital Club works. I can show you an example. If you come over here to once you find a deal, you put it into these into the submissions, and you build upon this. And from here, everybody gets to look to see at all the deals that we're all working on, and deals looking to get funded right there. So this is I'm gonna spend a lot more time on Saturday getting through this. So that you can see exactly how it all works and how it all comes together. But definitely, folks, we're going to get into some real nitty gritty on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I'm going to have you put up that same link. Thank you, Molly, for putting that up. And then we'll put that. We're going to TikTok Live, Facebook Live, all the different lives. But we're looking to really wrap this thing up. We've already got, I think we've got about 19 people in the group. And so those people we're looking to make sure that that they are the base. We're going to add another 30 on top of it, and we're going to go great guns. And the whole idea is next year, everyone in the group has two things to do. One of two things every single week. You make an offer or you reach out to an owner to talk about his property. And you can do that in the OSAI program because we do all the skip tracing. You can send out emails. It's the easiest thing in the world. So definitely take a look, and we'll show you more of that on Saturday. So hope this was helpful, folks. Different ways that you can make money or raise money with multifamily properties. I'm looking to do more of the cohort business going forward. I think that that's exactly the way that you need to do it to get started. I wish I had something like this when I first got started in this business because it is absolutely fantastic. So click that link. It's over there on the side. I showed you what it looks like. Register today. Put in your credit card. Register today. You got 30 days to decide, but we're holding your space for you. Yeah, that's it. That's it, folks. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next Wednesday, and I'll see you on Saturday. And I'm looking forward to teaching you. It's going to be a lot of fun. Great. All right. I will talk to you all soon. Molly, if you can send us off, that would be great. And I will wait here until she